Hi, my friends. I hope you're all doing fine. I had told you last time that I would have given you an update as to the bail hearing for Mr. Noel Maitland. He went to court yesterday, and that should have been the date for his bail hearing, October 4. Just a quick recap. Mr. Maitland is in court, right, to answer charges for the murder of his social media influencer, 24-year-old Donna Lee Donaldson. Miss Donaldson had left her home on July 11, 2022, in the company of Mr. Maitland. They had gone to his apartment in New Kingston. Well, she was last heard from on July 12th, and it is assumed that she is dead. She was murdered, and that the incident took place between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 12th of July. She was reported missing by her mother on the Wednesday of July 13. Up to date, we haven't heard nor seen Miss Donna Lee Donaldson. So, her police boyfriend has been charged with her murder, and so is in court on that matter. I always tell you that I am not an investigator. I am not a legal minded person. All right, I don't go out to collect information or try to solve cases. Those are police business, and I don't get involved in that. My role here is to tell you what's happening in my country, to keep you abreast or to give you updated reports on incidences that have taken place. Loop News reported on Wednesday, October 5, under the caption, Noel Maitland to no court ruling on bail application October 13. Oh yes, so he went to court yesterday and an application was made on his behalf for bail. All right, so the prosecution, yes, the prosecution team, yeah, they have objected is getting bail. All right, so they have objected, and persons were also outside showing their solidarity, right, in denial of bail, because they don't want him to be given bail. No, they're saying he should not be granted bail. So persons were outside with their vigil whilst the case was carrying on inside. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, who has brought the case against Mr. Maitland, they have objected to the granting of bail. Oh yes. And so, case being presented and arguments being presented on both sides. So, no conclusion was drawn. So we have to wait until October 13 to hear what the judge will rule on this matter. Now, according to the story carried by Loop News, Mr. Maitland was initially charged with the murder, one count of murder. Yes, the murder of his girlfriend, Donna Lee Donaldson. But then a further charge was given to him, and that was preventing the burial of a corpse. Yes, because up to now, there is no body. It is assumed that Miss Donna Lee is dead, but then there is no body, no corpse. The prosecution has admitted that they really have no concrete evidence. Yeah, what they have is just circumstantial, and that there is no eyewitness to the matter. No, sir, no eyewitness to the murder of Donna Lee, nor have the police found her body. So everything is just circumstantial. So they are building their case from circumstantial evidence. Oh yes, the prosecution is basing its case on the assertion that Miss Donaldson's blood sample was found at Mr. Maitland's apartment. Yes, they have all type of information out there, that blood sample was found on the curtain on a pair of sneakers, and that these blood samples matched the DNA of Miss Donaldson. Yeah, in the report that was carried in the Jamaica Gleaner of October 4, right under the caption, Court to rule on Noel Maitland's bail application on October 13. All right. In this report, the Jamaica Gleaner outlined, details that the prosecution indicated that blood stains were found on curtain on a pair of sneakers inside Maitland's Chelsea Manor St. Andrew apartment. So I don't know whose sneakers the blood stain was found on, whether those belonged to Mr. Maitland, whether those were for Donna Lee, or whether it was for somebody else. I don't know. So I don't know what is happening. Anyway, we'll have to follow this one closely. Even though the prosecution is alleging, or maybe have some evidence to suggest that Miss Donaldson was murdered and by Mr. Maitland, they are still unable to provide a motive for the killing. Mr. Maitland has been in custody since July 27. That's like 2 weeks after Miss Donaldson was reported missing. And he has been further remanded. So, he's still in custody. Now, the JCF, the worst 5-word sentence that anyone wants to hear from a trial judge. And I am sure that in Mr. Maitland's case, he really does not want to hear these 5 words or this 5-word sentence. No, he doesn't want to hear it. The mere fact that he is a police officer, I am sure that these 5 words, this 5-word sentence is going to be quite disheartening if he should hear it. But we'll have to wait and see. Mr. Maitland is maintaining his innocence. Yes, he's saying he does not have anything to do with Donna Lee's murder or disappearance. And if he's saying he has no information to give on that because he didn't murder her and he doesn't know her whereabouts, then for him to come and tell us that, okay, the corpse or the body is at this location or at that location, that will not happen. How will that happen? To tell us that a body is someplace or was placed someplace would be an admission of guilt and that he knows exactly what happened to her. But if he is maintaining his innocence, then we're not going to hear that from him. So yes, they can always charge him, for refusal to tell where the body is, and so he is preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. Well, it's for us to prove it. But I have a question to ask at this time, because according to the Gleaner article, there was an argument between Miss Donaldson and Mr. Maitland about some photograph. So who gave that information? Because if Mr. Maitland and Miss Donna Lee had an argument about something, and it was just the two of them on the location, who is reporting about this argument that they might have had? It seems that the ducks of evidence, yes, it seems like the ducks of evidence are lining up. The alleged CCTV footage from the neighbor. Yes, there's information out there about a neighbor who had 5 cameras on his building and that he has some footage of something that happened, right? And he also suggested, or allegedly suggested, I don't know, that he had conversation with Mr. Maitland, who had asked him, to destroy some footage. I don't know if anything go like that, but this is out there on social media in the public domain. So here I am saying it is alleged that a neighbor who has some CCTV cameras on his building, and that these cameras might have captured some important pieces of information. Yes, and so important this information is that they're putting the ducks in a row. They're lining up. Because if he has footage and Mr. Maitland had actually gone to speak with him, and even to the extent of asking him to destroy some footage, well, this might not be looking very good. The dock of evidence seems to be lining up. But again, I say, it's all well and good that a lot of things, a lot of argument is in the public domain. But what of these arguments can really stand up as evidence in court? Yes, we all want justice. But who is going to present the evidence on Miss Lee's behalf? Those the persons who have evidence to suggest that Mr. Maitland is guilty of an act of murder, are these persons willing to get involved? Would you want to get involved? Which side of the fence would you really be sticking out on? Would you just be sitting on the fence? Would I just be sitting on the fence? Yes, it's good that you say, okay, we want justice and justice and justice. But which one of us is willing to get involved in another person's story? New evidences are surfacing, and maybe by October 13, when Mr. Maitland will know his fate as far as bail is concerned, maybe at that time we'll hear about some other charges. We'll just have to wait and see. All right? So that is the update that I have at this time. Again, I'll tell you that we'll follow this one closely. And I'll tell you whatever I find out, whatever it is that is in mainstream media. Because that's what I will give my little critique on. I don't join the bandwagon of excitement and to be making up stories and for them to sound good and to waste your time listening to. I want to give you information that does make sense. All right? So, until next time when we get some more information, I'm out. My name is June. Sending you love, much love from Jamaica. Please remember that I need your subscription. I need your watch hours. So, I am working. So, help me along the way, Thank you.